Hello fellow AFOLs and welcome to Long's Bricks. Today we are taking a look at LEGO Star Wars Set 40686 Trade Federation Troop Carrier. It is 262 pieces, and this was a gift with purchase from LEGO.com or in LEGO stores during the Star Wars Day May the 4th Be With You promotion. If you spend at least $160 or more on LEGO Star Wars sets between May 1st and May 5th, you were given this gift with purchase item. Now, again, today is the last day of the promotion, but unfortunately, I believe they are already sold out of them. So that's a bit of a shame. Hopefully, everyone who wanted one was able to get one. It's a really cool set. It's paying homage to the original Battle Droid carrier. I believe that was 7126 back in 2001. So that's really neat. They've kind of reimagined it here and built it up, and it's just a little bit fancier, and it's just a really neat looking set. You can see here it also includes one of these 25 years of LEGO Star Wars bricks with R2 there. I think that's a really nice piece, really nicely printed. Just kind of a fun little thing to have. So if we take a look at this, you can see that we have 8 minifigures. We have 2 pilot battle droids and then 6 regular battle droids. Just a really cool looking set. Let's go ahead and let's get into it. Just wanted to take a quick look at the box. I just think the box art on this is really cool. I love how they've put this on the kind of large grassy fields of Naboo, where that large battle with the Gungans takes place towards the end of Phantom Menace. You have the 25 years Episode 1 of Phantom Menace logo here, which I also really like. You have Obi-Wan fighting Darth Maul. I think that looks fantastic. And as I mentioned previously, 8 Battle Droid minifigures, which is really, really cool. Spinning it around to the back, just kind of the same, grassy plain, and it shows that this section, of course, can be detached so that you can deploy the battle droids, which is kind of cool. And you can see that it also shows there are 2 different ways you can store them. If you just want to have them standing straight up, that's absolutely possible. The kind of folded up, crouched version is, again, an homage to that set from 2001, because that's how they connected. But yeah, either way is perfectly doable, so whichever way you prefer. But I just thought the box was really neat, so let's go ahead, let's take a closer look at the set. So first up for minifigures here, we have the pilot battle droid. You can see that the torso piece is done in blue, a really nice bright blue, and then you have that tiny little bit of printing there on the chest. Now, unfortunately, because they're trying to paint tan onto blue, the blue does kind of bleed through a little bit. But I still think it looks pretty cool. I really like having the blue torso piece because it denotes the pilots from the regular battle droids. The battle droid minifigure itself has not really changed, even since 1999. I think they included or introduced the straight, blaster holding arms. Originally, all the battle droids just had 2 of these arms and they had to hold the blasters at the side, which didn't look as good. But I think that's kind of the only change to the battle droid since they came out in 99, to be quite honest. But very cool. Loving the look of this, loving the blue. And then, of course, we have the regular battle droids. Not much to say with these. They look good. Has the blaster holding hand there. I kind of miss how back in the day they used to put a little 1x2 plate on the back to kind of denote the backpack. I miss the backpacks for battle droids. They had those little antennas, and I would really love it if they would make some kind of piece that was a specific backpack piece that had the antenna sticking up, because I just think that's a really cool look for the battle droids. I miss that some kind of backpack attachment, but for the most part, I do think these look pretty great. So here's the set itself. I love this set. I think it looks phenomenal. They did such a good job improving on that original design from over 20 years ago. They've built it up a little bit. It really looks good. You have some storage for the weapons here, which works really well. I love, all of the brown here. I think this looks great. You have the rack here. You have a spot for 2 pilots. Honestly, you could probably even fit a third. If you really wanted to cram them in, you could probably fit, 4 here, depending on how much you can cram them in there. It even has this little searchlight on the front, which is something that the original set had, which I think is kind of neat. That kind of just clips on there and can move up and down. Now, the original had a printed piece here. They've opted not to do that. And I will say there are no stickers in this set. That is one thing you do not have to worry about. There are no stickers, but there's also not really any printed pieces other than the pilots' torsos. But this little piece here just kind of clips on, and I think it looks good. I don't have a problem with that. You have these little pieces down here, which I assume are tiny blasters or something, or maybe they're just to kind of keep this piece, in shape. I'm not really 100% sure about that. It also has these fantastic gliding tiles down here. They put the translucent plastic tiles down here, so you can see it really does move pretty nicely across the table or floor or wherever you're using it. So I do appreciate that as well. This section just slides right out here, and you can see how this works. There is a track right here and here, and these pieces just slide into it. Now you may be asking yourself why these are green, because that color is not really in keeping with the rest of the color scheme for the set. I believe that's something that was on the original set as well, and I think that's kind of fun. That's kind of another nod to that 2001 set, because the track on that was also green, and so they kept that as kind of like a little Easter egg as a throwback to that original set. And then you just pop it back on the track, and it just slides right back in very easily. So I have one of the droids standing up. The rest of them I have in kind of the, you know, crunched over, folded up position, just to show that they can fit in either configuration. So theoretically, this would kind of get dropped, and then this could take off. And then these pieces can, like, swivel down if you want to, you know, pretend like it's making it easier for them to deploy. That's up to you, but these pieces can, honestly, they can swivel all the way around if you wanted them to, because they're just clipped on right here and here on both sides. But I just thought that was kind of neat. And then you just take your battle droid off, have them grab a weapon from the rack here, and then you are ready to go. Now, the reason these were bent over like this on the original set was for two reasons. First and foremost, they both had, or I should say both of the arms were like this, and so they had the arms back like this, and then there was just a plastic rod piece that they clipped onto, and that was how you actually stored them. So it wasn't as built up as all of this, and so they had to just kind of clip onto that plastic rod piece, and that's how they stayed in place. Obviously, that's not the case here, so they can use whatever hands you want. The other reason, I think, is because if you go back and look at Episode 1, when the MTT kind of deploys the racks, they're all folded up, and they kind of, I think for that one, they had them like this, and then they would peg on like that in the racks, and they would kind of come out and drop them. And then there's the scene in the movie where they're all kind of standing up and the heads flip up and they're ready for battle. So I think it's twofold. It's one, an homage to the original set, because that's how they had to connect. And then two, to kind of simulate the fact that they're stored compactly in the film. And this, I will say that it's hard to get these to peg in just because you have the backing here. But they can peg in pretty securely once you can get it in, but it can be kind of difficult to push these down like that. There we go. But just a really fun, simple set. The build was pretty easy. It really didn't take too long. I did a stop motion build for this. If you'd like to check that out, I'll put a link at the end of this video. It was a lot of fun. I thought it was great. I love the nods to the original set back in 2001. Unfortunately, I do not have that set. I would love to do a direct comparison for you, but I do not have that one from over 20 years. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, over 20 years ago. But yeah, it's a really cool set. I like this a lot. So like I said, unfortunately, I believe it is sold out now. Hopefully everyone who was able to get one was able to get one, because I think this is going to be pretty cool. Now, a lot of people have been complaining, you know, this is such a great troop builder, army builder. Why would they make this a gift with purchase? I wouldn't be surprised if some other kind of troop carrier shows up at some point. Now, I know there hasn't been anything in the leaks, and the leaks are pretty far out. I mean, we're through, I think, the summer for most of the leaks at this point. But maybe around Christmas time, something like that. Give this one a little bit of time to breathe. And, like, this one is a direct homage to that 2001 set. But maybe they'll do some other kind of troop carrier. Honestly, I would love an MTT. I would love for them to do another one of those, because I do not have one of those, and they're all crazy expensive now. So I would love something like that. That way you can kind of keep this as the gift with purchase, but give fans who weren't able to get one, or people who just want multiples of it, a way to build their droid army. So fingers crossed, wild prediction, probably completely unfounded. I certainly don't know anything, so don't take this as any kind of information. But I'm just kind of hoping that maybe some other kind of droid carrier or droid deployment vehicle would happen sometime later this year, with it being the 25th anniversary of Phantom Menace. Again, wild speculation, really just hoping more than speculation, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. I think this is a phenomenal set. Honestly, one of the best gift with purchases I think they've done, honestly, for any theme in a long time. I was very excited when they announced this, and I knew I had to get one. It's just a lot of fun. It's a great army builder. It's a fantastic homage to a set from 20 years ago, but kind of modernized and brought up, and just, you know, really, really enjoyable. And I think the design looks great. The build was fun. The amount of minifigures here is fantastic. I don't really have any complaints. The only complaint is that I wish it was just mass retail so everyone could get one, but it is a fantastic gift with purchase, and I feel like they did have a lot of them, so if you wanted one and you acted fast within the first couple days, hopefully you're able to get one. I think they knew it was going to be highly desirable, so I think they had a lot of them. So yeah, no notes. It's a great set. I love it. Definitely recommend getting one if you had the opportunity. Hopefully, I have no idea what this will do on the aftermarket. I would imagine right away it'll probably be pretty expensive, but maybe it'll cool off depending on anything that comes out in the future. We'll have to wait and see. But overall, a fantastic set, and if you have the means, I hope you were able to get one, or are able to get one if you want one. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.